But like, because you have 3 heroes that are about like catching and setting up with stuns, it means that this abandoned pick is absolutely bonkers good. Like, you've basically kind of ruined 3 of their heroes.
And none of these heroes like to build into silence as well, which is one of the big counters to the Abaddon, right? Like, if you just can't use the borrowed time, then you can't break out of any of these stuns manually, you can't get the Aphotic Shield to be able to cancel all this lockdown. So yeah, V-Gaming having a very good start.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does Medusa go from coming from behind, right? Like, let's say that V-Gaming do quite well in the laning stage, coming out of it, how is the Medusa going to be able to...
She's alright at high ground defense,
Yep.
but the question is, like, you have to leave your base at some point. And, you know, V-Gaming, they've still got a pretty good pick-off style of roster with that Night Stalker and the Grimstroke, just to have that initiation coming through. And then the Queen of Pain, of course, a crazy amount of damage that you're able to do in a burst fashion. Even just like the Hoodwink, right? Normally, you feel relatively safe playing around the trees. Night Stalker ulties, he sees you. You know, you can't use the scurry just to be able to get away. You're going to get caught. You're going to be punished.
It'll be quite interesting to see
So
then how they're going to try and round out and try and deal with a lot of those issues.
I think something we saw as a matchup earlier that I would like to see banned by Nemiga would be Ursa Bear. Ursa is a lovely counter to Medusa. Ursa's like the carry that like can just take down any hero, like any carry, doesn't matter. You know, if you have health pool, he's gonna tear through it. I think it would. The last time we actually saw that matchup, it was with like Night Stalker and stuff. And we just saw this lineup basically ult with Night Stalker, give complete vision, and then they would just jump everyone. No one was safe. You see the support.
that was the Na'Vi Hellraisers match, right? Game 1, I want to say.
I'm gonna agree with you because I don't know.
But even it would be a good Dragon Knight matchup as well, right? Something that's just able to buff up that damage with an Ursa. So it's good against 2 of your cores already.
Exactly. It seems really good. I would like that would be my dream pick here. I don't know what they're gonna take, but I would love it. I think you want a carry here that can jump in with like Grimstroke buff, jump in with your Night Stalker, like be able to just get on anyone and kill them and not be afraid. And you're not afraid because you have an Abaddon on your team.
Yeah.
So
normally against a Medusa, you got a couple of choices, right? Like you want something that can build some mana burn, which is nice. You know, you see occasionally the PLs, the anti-mage, which I hate personally. The Ursa.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy comes out. I was thinking the other option was maybe trying to outrange, which is why they banned out the Drow. Maybe they could have gone into a sniper, maybe, considering they don't have great like ways to get in onto the backlines. But you are a little bit vulnerable if you just have the shrapnel down to getting Carapaced and opening up that little window. So yeah, I feel like Ursa's a better pick all round.
Super duper now.
Off lane, we're assuming.
What did you just say?
Super duper is what I said. Absolutely. Dragon Knight is now like, do we want to put off lane or mid? I'm gonna want to put a mid against Trinity Pain.
You have to. There's no way you want this Dragon Knight against an Ursa.
But now who's your off laner that can lane into Ursa? It's
Elsie. At least you can break even, kind of.
It's not great. Like, Mars is usually the hero you like. He's not banned this game, because you can just spear away the bear. But it's kind of sad, because Abaddon's going to be able to purge off your spears. Night Stalker is, like, when he's ulted, you don't get pinned to the walls.
What if you just got, like, super late game, and just try and stall this out with, like, an Underlord or something like that?
Okay, I can see it.
And...
It's not going to be the Underlord.
This is like how I draft. I'm like, I don't want to play a melee hero into Ursa. Just give me something ranged, and then I like feel really bad. Like, what does Death Prophet give you that you don't already have? Like, you have a tower push in Dragon Knight. You're pretty
sustainable.
It's so weird, man. It doesn't. Like,
they are lacking in damage super early on. Like, all of the burst damage comes through from the support ultimates, which is pretty rare to see. You know,
it's not great.
So
V-Gaming is well more balanced. I think they have really good core matchups. I think.
They punish the supports.
Yeah, they can do Roche.
Yeah.
They have they have a decent amount of tower push. It's okay. Like,
it's fine.
It's fine.
Especially with an Abaddon, right? Single point in Curse of Avernus heavily enables that sort of stuff. So.
Yeah, I just feel bad about Nemiga. I don't see how they're gonna like execute anything. They're relying heavily on like Blink DK and then hoping that they can burst with Hoodwink ult before someone protects them.
I think if Nemiga are going to win this game, it's going to be on the back of V-Gaming being out of position and getting caught out by stuns from these supports when Abaddon's not around to be able to save. So I feel like if V-Gaming just play to par, they should take this pretty convincingly.
Feels like we do have a bit of a unanimous decision here that V Gaming might just take over this game, but let's hear from our casters on who they think is going to win this game. It's T-Panda and Wingblade.
Thank you, panel. I can kind of agree with the panel here as well that V Gaming has been looking pretty hot lately in the top 3 for a reason. Open qualifier team rushing their way through, but their drafts also look pretty good. What do you think, Wingblade? Is V Gaming going to take this one?
I think so. That draft looks very solid. They have pretty good scaling. They have good matchups in both the mid and the safe lane. And the off lane is decent as well. They have good skirmishing power in the mid game. Nice scaling. They just have everything, T-Panda.
Exactly. Everything really fits into the board. These guys have been grinding. They've been playing a lot during the holidays. They've really just gone on non-stop since they went on their boot camp. They've been having a lot of fun, and it also shows in their drafts. But today is an important one because they need to win this one to keep themselves in the race for the upper or the first division place. That's still up for grabs between 3 different teams. But who knows? Nemiga might just put something in between.
Yeah, Nemiga definitely has a decent lineup as well. The Knicks can do a lot of work against heroes like Grimstroke and Quop. And if this game goes later, I could definitely see the Ursa having problems hitting people.
There's a lot of range that Ursa Fuzzy Wuzzy has to worry about, at least. Plenty of range heroes on Nemiga's side. Distancing is probably going to be a very core setup. I've had this playing it really. Yeah.
Just chilling in the mid lane.
Chilling and waiting for something to happen, maybe. I don't know if Nemiga's been playing scrims with V Gaming lately, suspecting that these boys want to go for a quick rush. I mean, you do have heroes that would love to go for a first fight. Ursa with Inkswell from the Grimstroke, you could easily even look for a first blood.
Yeah, both teams are actually quite strong level 1. A lot of disables, very good level 1 value spells. But
Still
I wouldn't
looks
expect
like we're not
any engagements.
Actually, yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get a fight though right away at the start, so get our bounties 2 for 2. Start rolling out that laning stage. It's fun to see Einkrat playing the DK. He's only played it once so far, if I checked my numbers correct. He's actually the only DK player so far in the tournament, while Antoa is actually taking a couple hits from Vanscore and Heaven, bullying the Abaddon as supposed to. Trading a couple hits back and forth. Really feels like an endless battle though. Like you might lose the Abaddon though, because now that the Hoodwink's back in action, that Blightstone does drop Abaddon's armor down to 1. Impale is up in 5 seconds. Yeah, I already burned
so many mangoes.
Quick TP. Yeah.
You cannot kill a hero with this much vitamin C in his system. It just doesn't work.
Gotta keep that regen up for sure. But he was also forced to TP back to top because Medusa was taking a pummeling. Kiritich with his Medusa. One of those, I'm so used to seeing him playing on heroes like Kunkka, where he's just like, I don't need that many stacks. I'm just running from one camp to another. Back to lane, back to camp, back to lane kind of gameplay. But now he's playing Medusa. More jungle heavy. Vanscore playing with his life here.
Yeah, this top lane, I could definitely see Nemiga struggling a little bit here. Especially once nighttime hits. So there is just so much aggression, and both Dusa and Nyx don't really enjoy being ran at that much. Later in the game it's fine, but these early levels are gonna be really tough for them.
Well, most importantly, like V Game has been really good with their laning stage when it comes to like the early levels, how they kind of add things up from where they start off with and how they can work through their lead. Like, I think that's been a theme of Division 2 in Eastern Europe anyway, where the early minutes doesn't dictate what's going to actually happen in the game, because you might win your lanes in the first 10 minutes, you might be 8-1 on the scoreboard, and then you lose the game in the next 12 minutes where you just lose complete control of the early mid game.
Yeah, there is definitely a few players in here as well that I would say are very strong laners, but then don't really transition that well. Similar to players like Limp, you know, where they always win their lane and then kind of struggle to find the impact.
At least a pretty calm start to go with. Closing up on our first 3 minutes. CS is being divided pretty evenly on all 3 lanes. No real proper kill potential seen, at least so far. And score dropped very low in the top lane from that stroke of fate, dropping the Nyx to 30 HP, but still no kill, still no first blood.
If Nemiga doesn't completely get wrecked in the laning stage, I feel they're gonna be quite happy with how everything went. The only lane that is really favorable for them is gonna be this bottom lane. With the Death Prophet plus Hoodwink against double melee. That's just a dream lane.
Yeah, a lot of bullying. Pretty hard for this Abaddon to also keep these heroes at bay. So Ursa's kind of lacking too. I hear a lot of talk where you're like, if you pick Ursa, you want to have an aggressive support to play with it. Right now, Abaddon doesn't feel like he's aggressive at all because they're up against 2 range heroes. So Ursa's also getting poked for free, basically, by this Hoodwink.
And if you pick a defensive support with Ursa, I would expect him to go for something like the Battle Fury build, where you transition into more of a traditional carry. But it looks like he has a Morbid Mask queued up, which could mean more aggression and going for the Diffusal early.
Yeah, I'm also thinking, like, if he's going Phase Boots Morbid, we might just see the Diffusal come out. I do agree, I would like to see him go Battle Fury. There is a Medusa you're going to be playing up against anyway, so if you feel like you need to stretch towards the late game, then obviously that's an option to go for. I don't think V-Gaming has been favoring Battle Fury builds that much. I don't have a number on it, but I don't feel like they've built Battle Fury on many of their heroes, even though they do have TA 2000 with several hero picks.
Yeah, I think they just really favor the mid-game timing, and if you get the Morbid Mask into the Diffusal Blade, you're gonna be so strong at like 15 minutes, and you're gonna be able to take Roshan and take over the entire map, which is arguably a better idea than trading farm with Adusa.
Oh, there we go. Bottom, TA 2000 taking a couple hits again, but the Aphotic Shield will come out in time from Antoa, and we talked about those mangoes. Well, the fruit basket's about to become completely empty. There's only 1 mango left.
Do you think Clarities are just like fruit juice? That would make sense, right?
That's a pretty intriguing thought. I mean, it could be. You know, squeezed juice from a blender, right?
It's just like a mango that's blended up that you sip slowly.
But what was it before mangoes were introduced to the game? Was it something else?
That's a good question. Maybe mangoes were there all along, but we just couldn't find them. You remember when mangoes were introduced? It started with them randomly dropping from trees.
Oh yeah, the good old mango tree.
In like custom lobbies, actually. If you cut trees, there was like a really small chance a mango would spawn. So yeah, for more analysis, be sure to check out my Twitter. Looks like the lanes are still
that's a
pretty even.
shameless sellout. It's alright. Yeah. Still no kills, 6 minutes. This is, to be honest, a bit bland, to put it. But I guess we will be seeing some action in the minutes to come. With this Night Stalker getting up and running.
Ooh.
At least hopefully soon.
Bit of action on top, but nothing gonna happen here. I mean, imagine picking Quop, Ursa, Night Stalker and not getting kills before 7 minutes.
Yeah, Quap hasn't even rotated yet. Level 6, almost level 7. Doesn't really want to leave this mid lane either because of the DK. So I feel like if you want to get a kill, you should kill in mid. But how do you kill this DK? It's not that simple. It's got a lot of regen, a lot of HP.
I mean, she does have DD. If Night Stalker rotates,
Sonic
I
Wave
feel like
up.
DK is very
No
killable.
ult.
She has a point if she wants to.
Yeah, she just hit level 7, so potentially could use the Sonic Wave unless if there's no kill opportunity arising in any lanes, then might as well just max out the Scream, get that 3rd point into the dagger. Well, I think the only thing we can really discuss about is the farm statistics. And if you look at Medusa, for example, 35 on Kiritich right now. What do you think this really translates for the Medusa? Because she hasn't really been poked and bullied and has a decent amount of farm.
I think she probably enjoyed the laning stage. If you have a Nyx position 5 and you play against Nightstalker Grimstroke, not dying is a huge achievement. So the fact that she's only a few CS behind is a very good sign for Nemiga. DK form did get popped on the mid lane. Not a lot of tower damage yet though.
Trying to bait the Sonic Wave too. I could see Vanscore's positioning was like, I could walk into that ulti and just use Carapace and we could even kill the co-op with it. But she still hasn't used it or baited it or leveled it even, so that's a 4th point into Scream of Pain. Scream been maxed out now. Medusa slowly picking up that farm, and yep, that's the Diffusal Blade now lined up on the Ursa too, so no farm build. We should expect some fighting maybe in mid now as they go in. DK stun onto the Quap, and actually Antoa's the one to fall first in the bottom lane into the Exorcism from the DP. So it did take us 8 minutes, 30 seconds. Why do these games always happen to be under our eyes, where the first blood's like +8 minutes?
I love how they committed 2 cores and a support just to kill this DK, and he just walks away. Even as a bloody Helm of Iron Will, the boy is sitting at 32 armor at 9 minutes.
Yeah, that's balanced, right? 6 plus 26.
Seems
like
good.
how? Ugh. Well, at least you're gonna be. How much damage mitigation is that actually? 63% physical damage resistance against Ursa's Furious Spikes. Even though it's a scaling damage ability, that's still gonna take you quite some time to take down a DK.
But 63%, it's not even that much.
It's
Honestly
not even
a
that
bit
much.
disappointing.
That's more than half.
True, true.
If,
Wonder what
okay, if
he's gonna go
63
for.
isn't much. Okay, so you're one of those people who says if 63% isn't much, you say 17% is a lot.
Right. It all depends
Right.
on your perspective.
I'm just adding 1 plus 1 here. If you're not
True.
one, you're the other.
It's crazy, right? How it feels like Spirit Breaker bashes like every single hit, and then you have PA, which she has a 15% crit chance, which is just a 2% difference, and it feels like she never crits.
Yeah. Takes an eternity to actually see that crit pop. Oh well, this DK form now popped in mid. Can we maybe get some? Nope. I think that's just asking for some false hope. I'm pretty sure this game's going to end up like 30 to 40 kills. We're going to see like 70 kills in 35 minutes, you know. I'm just kind of hoping to... if the more that I talk about this, I'm just going to caster jinx myself even worse, and we're actually just going to see 5 kills, and then the game's over. You know, like one team fight, and that's it. Again, the same thing. They try to go on this DK, and they got them to halfway. That's half done. Now comes the Ursa as well to join in. You get a couple slaps from the Fuzzy Wuzzy, but that Sonic Wave is just tickling this DK. Hey, Hayes even goes for the aggressive blink in, and this Quap is actually going to pay with her life because that blink is on cooldown for another 3 seconds and not able to get out. And Toa tried to go and save his buddy, but the Abaddon will lose his life in the process. Make it a double kill for Kiritich, and hey, there's an ancient stack I could farm while this fight ends. So all things looking good for Nemiga right now.
My god. This bloody DK, and he didn't even have his Sanj yet, which is gonna fly out soon. Has to be so frustrating, because they just cannot do anything about it. You have Quap and Ursa, which are both really high damage heroes, and they barely even got close.
Ursa came to say hi, and Quap ended up dying. So yeah, that's not the outcome you were looking for. Chosen
Yeah,
one and
Ursa just
Exorcism
came-
about to run out too. Maybe they can get a bit of a push going in a couple minutes right now. I would like to see some moves from V Gaming, maybe on something else than the DK, especially with this Night Stalker ulti being up.
Yeah, it's just so annoying to play against the DK because if you move away from him...
Oh, they're going. Dark Ascension. He got body blocked by his teammate, though, so the Inkswell is not going to be helpful here. Fanscore sitting under a sentry ward. They could set up for this. Yep, they go in. He's silenced. The damage should be sufficient. Yep, that is. And V-Gaming pick up their first kill.
There we go.
Still 15 seconds or so left with the Dark Ascension. Another Inkswell used. Should be able to get the stun on the DP. And here comes the bulky DK. There's the Dragon Tail instantly removed by Antoa. Hayes walking in 20 seconds for another Sonic Wave. Body blocked in the trees. Gets the quick blink out though. Night Stalker trying to make a run for it. Hexed up with that piggy stick. Tries to make his run out from this brawl. Aincrad needs one more hit to connect. Is that enough? Yes, it is. And that's also going to be the life of the Grimstroke gone. 5-1.
Yeah, it's looking very good for Nemiga right now because at the same time Dusa is just farming. And Ursa is also farming. As we know, Dusa tends to farm a little bit faster.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. Yasha already picked up. Dragonlance Power Treads working on a Scotty. You know, what do you think Medusa wants to build this game? If you were fighting against the Diffusal Blade, do you just, you know, tank up, build more HP, get that Daedalus early on? You want a Butterfly? What do you think?
I think it's just gonna be the regular items with the Skadi, and then afterwards she's gonna decide what she wants to go for. I would say that BKB is an option if the Diffusal and Grimstroke disables ever get problematic, but for the most part I feel like it's gonna be the basic value items for Dusa.
Like the lack of stuns, it's pretty easy to dodge stuff. Haze is just gone from the map. As this Grimstroke and Taurus is being chased up here. This Grim ain't going anywhere. But that is an exorcism used. They should try and convert this to an objective. Pushing mid is a bit troublesome. They're actually smoking up towards bottom and hoping to find one more kill. That would be the Ursa. TA2000 closing up on his tier 2 tower. Chosen One, I think they caught the vision on the Ursa, but he is hiding in the trees. And that's going to be an impossibility. They, even if they were smoked up, you can still see the ghosts.
Ooh, Vanscore. Ooh,
okay. Parkour.
Ankle's broken.
Yeah, the other guy just parkour and the other one just slips on the floor.
Yep.
Dangerous sport. But if you know what you're doing.
And we spoke about V-Gaming looking strong, but Nemiga, they look to be in complete control right now.
That's the thing that I've been thinking about, like not even looking at the draft or how the game actually starts, but having that 2-week break from official DPC games. I mean, they have been playing D2CL on the side, but how well prepared have they come into this year? Like, are they challenging the top teams? They're like sitting in the middle ground. V-Gaming kind of shook everybody, especially with that last victory they got at the end of last year. That was against Hydra 2-0. And people were like, whoa, what the heck was that? Like, that wasn't supposed to happen. Like, Hydra's looking really good. They're like a top 2 contender right now. So is V-Gaming's form in a bit of a stalemate right now? Are they kind of looking their spot? Or is this just a couple minutes of wakey, wakey, boys, we have a game going on? As they are smoked up with 4. If they can make this one work, can definitely turn the tide of the game. And a double smoke. Nemiga's also coming in. And Toa's going to be the one to pop it. Dark Ascension to the back. And they spotted the Hoodwink. That could be a prime target to go for. As this Night Stalker is in, but Medusa has also isolated them from the rest of the fight, and they're not able to follow up on this Night Stalker, who can't even get the kill on the Hoodwink. As they have used up the gaze, they could still go again once again, and they will take down Heaven first. 5 seconds for another Void. TA2000 jumping onto the Medusa, but is taking a lot of damage here. He also got the Dragon Tail connecting. And they get more Sonic Wave connecting onto 4-2 Vanscore. He's not gonna get that Carapace on time, but TA2000 is dead. So is Antoa. Double kill for the Heaven Hoodwink, who just bought back into this one. Grimstroke also being chased up. Can they get the stun for it? Just need one connection. Hoodwink gets the bushwhack from the Acorn shot. And that is a dead Grimstroke. This Night Stalker is not gonna die out of this one, but make it a 3-for-1 with a buyback coming out from the Hoodwink. So, again, Nemiga just turns it around.
Really nice buyback there. Didn't even lose any gold, actually gained 400. But this is supposed to be the strong timing for V-Gaming. They got their Moabit Mask and the Diffusal Blade. They got some levels on the Quap and the Kaya. But they still cannot win fights. And I feel like it's only gonna get more and more difficult. And DK has a Blink coming up as well, so they can ramp up the aggression too. This looks rough for V Gaming.
At least for now. I mean, we were kind of all unanimous with, yeah, V Gaming's going to be the stronger team here. They've got a great draft, but execution, well, it's something that Sheepo also mentioned on the panel. Division 2 can be a bit wild sometimes, and definitely this is kind of a turnaround for all our previous thoughts. But in a sense, I also love it that there's a bit of chaos going on because, you know, want things to be self-explanatory. This is not a scripted game.
Right. And that is such a lovely thing to see as well. You can go into a game and you have no idea what's going to happen. Like, you have pre-established power rankings and previous results, but really, it's anyone's game.
Anybody could be the one to take this one. At least, I mean, for V Gaming's sake, coming from the open qualifiers, dominating everybody there, getting a good win streak going on, you start to think about, was the break too long? Did they spend all their energy? I mean, we saw what happened to Secret in 2020. From one tournament to another tournament to another tournament, winning. I remember when I talked with Lasse, Matomba man, he basically said that, yeah, we're running on fumes here. Like, we're completely spent. We don't have that much energy. The game is actually continuing right away, so it's nice to see you, but let's watch the game. So I don't think V Gaming has something similar going on. These guys are young. They're still hungry with, you know, success. They want to get their names out there. They want people to see that V Gaming is a real thing. They didn't even have a Liquipedia page, even though they've won like 3, 4, tier 3, tier 4 tournaments. So it's kind of like, we're here. We want you to notice us. And they should be more hungrier. Again, in the top lane, Lei's going to get stunned up. 1, 2, into the sharpshooter. Difficult job, but should go out in the end. Aincrad's got plenty of right click, even with all that armor. There's still plenty enough to chase him down.
It's insane to me how Aincrad went for this like full defensive build and is still having so much offensive impact. Just with a Helm of Iron Will and Assange, he's doing so much.
Also looking at the standard item build for Quap, the Kaya Sanj, which they always want to build. Does Quap want to go straight up BKB? I mean, there's 1, 2, 3 stuns basically to worry about. There's one of them.
I don't think you want to, but I feel like you have to. Because just Nyx and DK alone can force you to get a BKB. It really sucks because you want to build other items, but I don't see another great option.
Well, you gotta build something that's gonna salvage your game because it's a 5,000 lead for Nemiga. You've only got 2 kills with a quote from Wingblade, with an Ursa and a Quap who have a lot of damage. Just 2 kills.
That's a nice Wingblade impression. I approve.
Should it be more? I'll just leave it there. Nighttime is about to be over too. Haven't seen too much of this Night Stalker, at least with the 2 attempts. Now there's a Scotty up on this Medusa, making things even harder for V Gaming to kill this hero. And Nemiga's gonna smoke up. They could, you know, win a team fight, go to Roche, start picking down towers, and start to look at ending the game. Because they've spotted an Ursa. Blink stun from Dragon Tail, follow up from Van Score, sharpshooter to the face. And that's a dead TA2000 and follow up with the Abaddon. They're going to toy with this guy for a little bit longer as he keeps himself up with some borrowed time, but that clock has run its course. That should be a Roshan as well for Nemiga.
Yeah. See, yeah, they instantly commit exorcism as well, no hesitation. I just have no idea how V Gaming can stop this. Because there is very little reason for Nemiga right now to split up too much. And V Gaming is not going to win a straight up 5v5. Ooh. Did Heaven not see Leicester?
Yeah, you should place a Tinker Ward for those, right?
I guess so.
He didn't have one on him anyway. But that's the Aegis for the Medusa. Second life for the next 5 minutes. And, yep, He's got Aegis. He's deciding, I want to go Butterfly.
Yeah, he had it queued up earlier, but I'm not entirely sure why. It is a pretty decent value item, but I don't think the right clicks are very scary here.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit of extra insurance from all the incoming right clicks. Night Stalker can't deal those heavy blows. Keeps your mana pool alive a bit longer, and also forces the Ursa to build another extra item to counter the Butterfly. So because he's going to BKB.
Wouldn't mind seeing a Hurricane Pike as well, because the Fire Staff utility is so nice against Ursa, Grimstroke, and Night Stalker. It is an insanely high value item this game. Heaven is going actually has a Fire Staff now as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Vanscore scouting behind the tier 2 tower, trying to catch one hero off guard.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Another XO in 50 seconds.
There's no Vendetta on Vanscore, but V Gaming can't really close up on this guy, as Nemiga's also finished off the bottom tier 2 tower. Instant blink to the high ground from Aincrad too, so they want to start working on this tower. Forcing out the glyph at least, so that's a cooldown. 5 minutes of pushing time for Nemiga.
And their deep push is not too great. They have Grimstroke, but that's kind of it.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this DK lining up a Sacred Relic. I was like, alright, sure thing. I'm gonna see like a Radiant / Rapier DK. I mean, why not for the bans? Could just go for a Nullifier too. It doesn't look like a bad item to go with the Medusa. But Kiritich still tanking hits. There's the Exorcism. That's definitely gonna be the tier 3 falling. And they finish off the melee racks. Quap down to half HP. Blinking all the way back to the fountain. This gives them time to finish off the melee racks. Night Stalker still waiting for the go sign. When do we go? When do we go? Do we go? Do we just watch these buildings fall? One after the other. Aincrad goes for the blink stun. He's got the Inkspell follow coming in as well, but it's not going to pop in time. Doesn't hit the DK at all. And that's going to be not your melee, but also the range racks gone, plus a hero kill. TP away. And Ursa never wanted to join the party. He was
such nice
gold short from his BKB.
Well. Like the moment DK jumps in,
okay.
Death Prophet uses the silence.
They don't have a stun unless the bushwhack's there in time. Yeah, he's gonna blink out and TP to the trees. Abaddon, not as lucky. DK stun also onto the high ground, onto the Grimstroke. So that's one. Make that another one. That's the third kill. And now TA2000. He's got his fresh BKB, and he wants to fight 1 versus 4. He's got those big claws, and he needs to make it work out with the biter coming in from the Abaddon 2 with the Grimstroke 2 into the fight. But Ursa's dropping low, and Ursa is gone, and GG is called. It only takes 24 minutes. V Gaming has been shocked by Nemiga.
Boy, that escalated quickly. From like 1 kill at
you could,
10 minutes.
Put better words to it.
Phew.
I mean, that's basically it. You know, that game definitely escalated to a direction we did not foresee coming. But at the same time, Nemiga is the team that has been stretching every series so far into 3 maps, even the ones that they've lost. So taking the first one from V Gaming is definitely a warning. It's definitely a red alert for V Gaming. Like, we are ready to play. Are you?
Right. And I don't even think this was too much of a drafting issue for V Gaming. Because we spoke about it before, and everyone on the panel and us, we all agreed that the draft looked pretty good, but they really couldn't make it work, and the pressure felt a little bit disjointed, and then all of the kill attempts on a bloody DK. Let's see if they can recover and give us a nice 3-game series.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see if that is the case, because we're going to take a tiny break and return for the panel to break it down. And I want to see and I want to hear their thoughts on this one, because they might be a bit shocked on what just happened in this first game.